Hey.
Hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Come on in and see
What's going on, good people out there? Hey, welcome to
Giving you a man's
MVP.
viewpoint, and we just want to help you see. We talk real life, no cap, no shade. Truth in the open, no mask, no fade. From love and money to faith and pride, it's a ride through the mind of the other side. MVP, man's viewpoint, truth and heart, no need to front. We keep
Fire
it
mark. We good?
Right.
I'll show
Around the nipple line. That's what they said.
Yeah, man.
Because you don't want to go whatever this is. You don't want
I'll show you an easy way to do it. All right.
to in the room. In the room. In the room.
I went old school. Wow. Old school, like you know nothing about the Fat Boys.
No.
Yeah. What's up? Good people out there. How y'all doing? Welcome, M.V.P. Man's Viewpoint. Episode 10.
Double
Lakers
digits.
and 10.
Double digits.
Double digits. Yeah, it's double digits, man. So, welcome you guys here. Once again, MVP. Good to have you guys back. Today, y'all can see it. We went back. That's the reason why I'm repping them boys, them Raiders from Plant City. Actually, this is my 40th year reunion too, man.
Wow.
Yep. Been out of high school for 40 years. Don't y'all say nothing. I know it don't look like it. I know it look good. Ding, ding. Ernest, put some sound effects on that when I turn my head like that. Like, ding,
40 years,
ding.
that's a long time.
40 years, man. God has blessed me to be out here in these streets. 40 years out of high school. So shout out to class of 1985. Plant City Raiders. We will be true always. And you can see he got on his little.
Yeah, shout out to the Eagles.
His
Of
little.
Brandon High.
Now this is so funny.
That used to be a good rivalry back in the day, wasn't it?
But that was the only rivalry. Plant City and Brandon was the only two high schools in East Hillsborough County back in my day in the 80s. So either you went to Brandon or you went to Plant City. So, you know, that was before anybody that's in Hillsborough County. That was before Durant, all them schools. Durant, what else we got? Spoto, Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them the football school.
Oh, Armwood,
whatever. Yeah, that was before any of that. It was Plant City or Brandon. So either you went to Plant City or you went to Brandon. So he went over there.
Over there is crazy.
He went over there.
For sure.
To them folk. But yeah, so we just repping, taking it back a little bit. Maybe how many years for you?
I think I'm coming up on, 8 or 9?
It's rolling, huh?
Yeah, indeed.
It's rolling.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. But yeah, it's my 40th year reunion. So shout out to the Plant City Raiders one time, class of 85. If any of you all are watching, we are going to have tailgate. I think the date is September 19th. I think they're going to be playing Leonard. So that'll be the last activity that we're having before we go on a cruise. See, that's how you do it. When you get, 40 years, we cruising on our.
Well, make sure y'all make it back.
40th year, I know, right? On our 40th year high school anniversary.
What cruise line y'all going on?
Oh, you know what?
Y'all finna be on the
I know where they
Carnival.
gonna be on there. Where them fans at? Ain't gonna be none of that on there. Where them fans at? Because Carnival shutting it down. I don't blame them folk though, man. They trying to run a business, man. Y'all trying to make, you know what I'm saying? They trying to make Carnival, I don't know, but hopefully don't nobody get.
That'd be the best one because it's ratchet.
I ain't trying to be ratchet, man. I'm just trying to enjoy myself and, not go to jail. So, but Plant City Raiders, yeah, if y'all, any of you all out there listening, the 19th, be out there, be there, be square. We're going to be doing it, celebrating 40 years. So, all right, man, what you got? Pre-game, boy. It's almost that time.
What time is that?
It's almost that time. Football
Football
season,
season,
man.
indeed. And I think that's a little foreshadowing of what we're going to talk about today. You know, what's your go-to beer during football season?
You know, I'm like, here's to good friends.
I don't really drink beer like that. So.
Tonight is kind of special. The beer we pour must mean something more somehow. Nah, ain't nobody drunk Lowenbrow since 1982. You know, I'm going to stay with the Stella Artois.
And what's the second
real
one after
crisp,
that? If they don't have
A
Stella.
crisp.
Yeah.
Made up
Talking
a
too
word.
much.
A crisp.
Well, if they don't have Stella, what you going? Give us your top 3 beers.
Top 3. Okay.
Stella
number
first.
1, Stella Artois. And then drunk so many Heinekens growing up that
Really?
yeah. I mean Heineken used to be, you know, that was the beer, like, you know, prestige, like, you know, that was, you know, probably the first imported beer.
That's number 2 for you?
I wouldn't say that. I like Peroni.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, a little Italian. Yeah, nice crisp Peroni. And then all depending on the mood, man. My college roommate turned me on to this. And that was man. I'm looking at the Guinness. Guinness. So, you know, definitely an acquired taste. But
I enjoy a Corona every now and then.
okay, yeah.
With a little
Corona,
lime.
little lime.
Yeah, refreshing.
Okay, refreshing. Yeah, so there you have it.
Well, that's all I got for him today. Drink responsibly, my friends.
Okay.
What beer is that?
Oh, yeah, that's Dos Equis.
The Seckies.
I usually don't do a podcast, but when I do.
We get canceled. No,
No, we're not going to get canceled, but all right, so you ready to jump into it?
let's do it.
All right, so y'all see I got Halliburton. He called me last night, you know. I was
Let
like,
Halliburton rest, man. All
I like
season.
Halliburton, man. You can't get the trophy, man. He's like, man, I need the trophy, man. I was like, nah, Halliburton. But anyway, we ain't gonna even mess around with the trophy, man. I'm about to go to something. I actually, this was Ernest's idea, so if he go left. Hey,
I'm gonna stick beside you, Mr. Ernest.
I bet
I
he
like
won't.
it.
I bet he won't pop up from behind them controls today.
That's
need
funny.
that same energy.
That's funny.
Yeah, Ernest, I need you to pop from behind them controls and grab a mic today. But anyway, I thought it was a good idea just because of the father-son connection. And both of us are athletes. We were both college athletes. And actually, both of us played Deion's position, which is defensive back. And that in itself is a whole nother story. When we start talking about this, I'm going to tell you about, what I feel about that position. Anyway, so I just thought, man, it was relevant. Everybody was talking about it. Ernest was like, hey, man, y'all need to talk about Deion and Shaddeur.
Shaddeur.
So I was like, you know what? Episode 10, we hadn't really talked anything about sports.
Yeah.
But I
Perfect
think it's
timing.
so much bigger.
You know he dropped a song?
He did?
Shaddeur? Yeah, I'll play it for you later.
It's a rap song.
Yeah, it's called Perfect Timing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't know he
I mean
rap.
it. Yeah, a little something.
Okay.
Multifaceted.
I see that. Okay, he trying to be like his daddy. Stunt like my dad. Who be saying that? Birdman.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I don't want to be like him though. But anyway, so today's topic, we're gonna talk about this whole fiasco with Shaddeur and his dad, and I guess if we had to have a topic or, kind of put it on the line, undergird, as God bless his soul, good doctor, what was his name? The preacher.
You blessing
from
his
Saint
soul,
Mary.
you don't know. Who you talking about? Pastor Reed?
Pastor Reed, undergird. That's the first time I heard that word. He said, let me undergird this. Like, undergird, but it's a word though. So, all right, so is it confidence when you've earned it or cockiness when you flaunt it? And what happens when your dad is Deion Sanders? So we're going to kind of talk about this in the viewpoint. See what I did there? And the viewpoint from a father and son standpoint, from an athletic standpoint, because both of us are athletes, and just from, my standpoint as a father trying to raise a son, and I guess his standpoint, a son.
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
What they say.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into it, man. So,
What we know.
I feel like this whole thing, if we don't want to talk about confidence or cocky. I feel that there's definitely as a father trying to raise a black son, I needed to make sure that you have a certain confidence in you. I would say that was one of my, if I had to check boxes, that was one of my boxes to check, that, make sure that you were confident. And I feel like it's necessary in this world and what we have to go through or whatever. It's necessary that you feel confident, and almost, as we were kind of talking before the show, almost and you kind of push back a little bit, which, you'll get the, and I understand what you're saying, but I feel like cockiness, that there has to be some degree of that. And when I say it, I don't mean it in the sense of that, you're over here saying, okay, it's all me, it's all me, it's all me. But I guess people would define cockiness by saying that. But I'm saying to have enough confidence and cockiness. And I think when cockiness kicks in, it's when you have to endure some stuff that that number one, maybe is not true, or people are just really trying to tear you down and not give you what you deserve. Like, I feel like that in Shaddeur. Yeah, I know, right? I feel like, people didn't want to give him what he deserved. You went from first round to the fifth round, and certain people would say, oh, that was because he was so cocky. So, the league had to show, send him a message that, make it make sense.
Yeah.
So, I just think that he needed that. And most of us do, because, we're in institutions that aren't made for us. Mm-hmm. So, if you wake up every morning, you're fighting, for your life, for your livelihood or whatever, you got to have some type of confidence and some cockiness, because nobody else is going to give it to you, especially when people are always trying to bring you down or tell you how inadequate you are. So that's my 2 cents on that little bit. What you got to say?
Yeah, I think, and like you said, we were talking about it, and I wish it kind of was caught on camera, because I feel like it was been a great way to start it off. But I think for me, and what you were saying, a little bit of cockiness, I think is you just need unfaltering confidence. I think if you have that, like I'm not a big fan of the whole cockiness thing because, like I said, off camera, it's like, yeah, I think the way to define cockiness is, yeah, I'm talented. I know I'm talented, and I need to make sure that you know that I'm talented. And I just don't think that in any realm that's necessary. I think if you have the confidence, in yourself, that's really all you need. And then when you speak about a piece of people trying to attack you and make you feel like you're less than, like, I feel like you have unfaltering confidence. There's no way that somebody could make you, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what it is. Like, I don't know. I just don't really like the term cockiness.
So explain what, in your words, explain how I went from first round to the 144th pick.
I think you got to take it all the way back to his dad. I think it was bigger than Shaddeur. I think because of how Deion was back in the day, and like you said, because he was who he was and he was able to back it up the way that he was able to back it up, I think it was NFL owners, management, whomever that was still mad since the 80s. So now we have a chance to kind of humble you and your son in a way we wanted to really get you, but now we can get you through your son. So I don't think it was, and it didn't help that Shaddeur was spitting image of him as well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they like the whole, like, I've coached you from high school, from college. I just think there's a lot of hating going on, to be completely honest. Yeah.
The bun.
A lot of hating.
And I feel like, just kind of bringing it, and we're going to play a video for y'all just to kind of see what y'all think about this in a little bit. And as a father, that's major, man. Like, that's a major, like I said, I was checking boxes, but that's a major thing, because we want to feel like, okay, we're going out here, we're trying to make the blueprint. And if we have made the blueprint, that's going to make it easier for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then that's something.
But I think Deion did more than make the blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he the blueprint
did it the way he
built the
did
house.
it. Yeah, the way he did it, it was just like I said, it just.
So
I
are
think
people
it rubbed,
mad? People just mad?
Yeah, people just hating. I think that's what it boils down to. Like, and I don't want to play the race card or nothing like that, but it's like, when you're someone who is the first year con, and when I say that, I mean, like, we never seen anyone like Deion who did what he did at a high level and talked it the way he talked it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it wasn't like he was one of those
must be the money,
mild-mannered guys who just went to work and just, you know what I'm saying?
Docile.
He wasn't none of that. He was going to let you know what he was going to do, and he did it. And so now it's like, years later, like I said, I think it's owners and management in the NFL that was still mad at him from the 70s and 80s. So it's like, now it's time for you.
Now it wasn't the 70s.
Oh, 80s. 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Come on.
So now, like I said before, it's like, okay, we ain't really get to strike you like how we really wanted to strike you and make you feel it. Mm-hmm. So now we know that we can do that through this. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair to Shaddeur because he obviously had the talent and he showed y'all when in the first preseason game. And he's always and that's what's killing me. Like, I don't know. And like I said, I hate to play the race card or whatever, but at every level, he done showed you that he's a competitor and that he's capable of doing what he need to do from high school to a lower division in college, then went to a higher division in college and still threw for the most yards in the Pac-12 and did this and that. So it's like, like people are saying, they go continue to move the goalposts. But I think honestly, to explain the draft fall, I just think it was an attack at more so Deion. And I think Shaddeur has said that in a press conference before, like, y'all not really mad at me, y'all mad at my dad. And so I get the backlash to that because I'm his son.
So you being a son, and I'm not saying you experience anything, but, just kind of, I know, right? Kind of put yourself in that mindset of Shaddeur. Is he, I mean, it doesn't seem like he's mad at his dad, but do you think there are moments where he's sitting down like, man, if I ain't have my dad,
yeah, but
this
I
would have
think
been smoother? Or is it, hey, I'm glad my dad, was able to kind of pay the way or show me this or whatever, because that deal that he had that he has the prime. It's called a prime
Claws or whatever.
prime clause or whatever, where he gets the percentile of his likeness or whatever. I mean, that's major, and that's definitely, okay, I'm gonna put my daddy name in there too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. I think when you are a son, and any son, not just Deion's son, but just any son, and your father has made strides in any field to make it better, it comes with, just a certain expectation. I think there has probably been times behind the camera of Deion growing up where it's like, they probably done had some real conversations like, wow, like just knowing how to, or learning how to deal with that pressure, learning how to constantly deal with those eyes. And like you said, as a son, and I experienced it the other day when in class. When people know who you are, so they automatically have a certain expectation of what you should be, and so they hold you to that standards. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think when you're dealing with it on a level as Deion's son, I think it takes it 1,000 times.
Personified.
It personifies it way more because the world is looking at you. So I don't think it's easy. I think Shaddeur and Shiloh have done an amazing job with recognizing that and handling the pressure and understanding that, this is a blessing more than it should be a curse. It's not, my dad didn't do nothing wrong. My dad spoke his truth and he did what he did on a high level. And now I have the opportunity to carry that legacy. So like I said, I'm sure there's probably done been some real behind the scene conversations that they've had before, especially with him growing up and learning and then playing one of the most important positions on the field.
let's talk about that. So would this be different if he was a DB, a defensive lineman?
I think so. I think only reason I say that is because, the quarterback is the guy. You know what I'm saying? So not only do you come in with this pedigree, but then now we got to talk about you every play because the ball got to go through you every play. It's the attention things. So if he was playing DN or, a position that wasn't as sexy to the eyes, I don't think that, I still think he would be getting the attention that he's getting, but I don't think it would be at this magnitude. So, yeah, I think because
which is crazy in a sense where, I should have did some research. Looking at me, I'm looking at you. Just to go back to see, who was the first black quarterback in the NFL. But we all know the laundry list of stories of black quarterbacks in the NFL and how they got treated. Even if one of the reasons I'm not a Buck fan today is how they treated Doug Williams. And I don't know what Ernest, I don't know where he was when all that was happening.
They like to forget that.
Yeah.
And then he left and went and won a championship.
Yeah, then left and went right to Washington and won a championship. So you're not good enough here. We're going to treat you like dirt, but you go to an organization who, says, okay, hey, man, we're going to accept you. We're going to support you. We're going to give you the tools, and then you win the Super Bowl. So I don't know, for me, and I used to get in trouble a little bit when I was working for Tampa, and guys used to be like, man, how can you work for the city? You don't go. That's why. So, and then even with Sean King, Sean King came in, took him one play away from the NFC playoffs or championship, whatever, and then the next year,
With the Bucks?
Yeah. Then you last on the depth chart. Like, what in the world is going on? So, unfortunately, black quarterbacks have had to go through this whole thing. And to prove my point for you people out there, because, I don't want this to be, we just speak the truth. You listen to the theme song, that's what it's saying there. No, we speak the truth here. So let's talk about when Peyton Manning daddy told him, Archie Manning told Eli that he wasn't gonna go to the Saints, the Chargers. Oh, we're not gonna play there. Ain't nobody saying nothing. It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? How cocky is that for you to come out and just tell the whole NFL, hey, yeah, if y'all draft me, I ain't going there.
Yeah.
But, you know, wasn't that, and, you know, oh, okay, well.
And that's why I push it so hard for Lamar to get a ring. Like, I just feel like that just be a complete 360 for, you know, somebody who has the skill set that he has, somebody who they disrespected once again, didn't even want him to play quarterback, tried to keep him from playing quarterback, gave him all these hurdles to jump through.
And why did and that's a whole nother thing. Why does that? Oh yeah, we're gonna switch you over to wide receiver.
Because
over to DB. We're gonna switch you over to whatever.
But it's funny now because if you look at the league, I mean, I think there's more black quarterbacks than there is white.
Because why? Let's add why.
Because I mean the game evolved and they saw that if I need to win, I need somebody who can not only throw the football but can run.
Right.
So,
Because them ends coming off that line running 4-2
right.
too.
So I mean, yeah. So
but that's what makes this.
he said he's trying to be on the podcast too.
Okay,
get him a mic.
Have to get registered and pay a fee. He can't just come in here and whatever. But to me, that's what makes it so crazy. This is your best chance at winning. And to I thought that's what owners want to do. You know, if I own a football team,
they had to come around eventually. Like you said, if they wanted to win, they saw that. And this is documentary going even back to college football. Like I think it was Alabama, like way back in the day. I don't know the date, but like I guess during segregated times, Alabama went and played UCLA that had black players, and they got blew out. Alabama came back and said,
I think I saw
we
that.
need to start recruiting some black.
Right, we got to get some speed over here. So, you know, it's.
And I ain't trying to make it a racial thing, but I mean, it's just the climate of, you know, where we are in America. It's the climate of the sport. I think, like you said on camera too, I say it as well. I think out of all the NBA, and I don't watch the NHL and MLB and stuff like that, but I feel like the NFL is probably the closest thing to running like it's not, how can I say it? It's very, like, I don't feel like, you know, with the NBA, I feel like their players have a voice. I feel like the NBA does a good job at trying to hear their players, you know what I'm saying, and work with their players, and we care for you. We gonna put certain things in your contract. You know, we ain't gonna mess you over. NFL cutthroat, boy. It's cutthroat in every aspect. So it's like, I just feel like that league in itself is just a very.
What does that remind me of?
Yeah, just a very.
Ernest, you got to put that ding message.
So. Yeah.
And you know, two things for me. As I was, you know what? Before I say that, I'm gonna say this. I was talking to a white gentleman, 78, 79-year-old white gentleman the other day, and conversation was really good, you know, and we talked about a plethora of subjects, and race kind of came up as well. And he said this. He said, nobody is owed anything. You know, he's like, you know, and pretty much I think he was just kind of saying, you know, we don't owe. Well, I won't say we, because out there y'all can be like, well, who is we? White folks or whatever. Let's just say the country. Country doesn't owe anybody anything. What the country does owe is opportunity. And then I said, you know what, I'm because he made this, and now he's like, hey, because we were talking about some things happening in a certain city. And, you know, he made an analogy of if you know, it was flooding in your yard and you had a drain next to your yard and you went and you saw that the drain was, you know, filled up, wouldn't you kind of get out there and, you know, your house is about to be flooded, and if you were able to get out there and move the stuff so the water could drain, wouldn't you do that? And I said, you know what, yeah. He's like, okay, so would you wait for the city? And I was like, nah, if I'm able to buy, he was like, okay, so it's not, it's the opportunity. We don't owe you anything, where people are not owed anything other than the opportunity. So I had to push back just a little bit, raise my finger like I'm in church, sir. I said, well, what happens when we're not afforded that opportunity? When people are not given that opportunity, what happens?
What do you say?
He said, you know what? You're right. And I said, and I'm just gonna be quite frank with you. There are a lot of times that, that opportunity is not given.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the opportunity is not given, then there's no way that I can pull myself up by my boot straps because straps. I said scraps and straps. Let me articulate and pronunciate. I can't pull myself up by my boot straps if not given the opportunity. If you don't give me the opportunity to, to have a job or to, then how can I? So eventually I am going to wind up right where, where you say, oh, well, we don't owe you. So, but, he agreed. And I was like, okay, that's great that, we're having this dialogue. So even today, let's fast forward, even with Shaddeur. Ooh. Okay, God wasn't even say. I don't know if y'all heard that out there.
That was crazy.
That boy be speaking with power. They got powers. And look at that fly. Okay, we got a fly here, y'all, that is driving us crazy. I mean, it's driving me absolutely crazy. He on the top of the bottle right there. Give me a piece of paper or something. We finna try to.
Thick enough. It's all right.
But
Let him vibe.
let's go to even now the Shaddeur. All right. How y'all not giving me the opportunity to run with the ones and the twos? Why?
And I think that has a lot to do. We ain't gonna put that on race or nothing like that. We just gonna put that on poor management, on poor team management. I just feel like the Browns in itself just are a terrible managed team, from the front office to the coaching to every aspect of the team. And that's not to give them an excuse or anything like that, but you can't tell me if let's say Bill Belichick with the Patriots, he know that this person's starting. You can't tell me Bill ain't finna get whoever starting them some first. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm gonna put that just on the management of the team.
But I gotta ask the question, why?
I just told you why. In that aspect, I think it's just poor team. I think it's just poor team management. It's been poorly managed for years.
But that don't even make sense. For those of you,
how it don't make sense?
No, you making sense.
Oh, you saying that situation?
That
it doesn't.
Sense.
It doesn't.
If there are some ladies who are watching the podcast, and I just want to make it clear. So in practice,
or men who don't watch.
Some of y'all don't be watching. So the ones and the twos, and we're talking about ones and twos, that's first string, second string. Your best players are on first string. Those are the people that, Shaddeur should be going against, right? So when you have first string offense, which, he should be running with first string offense because those are the best players. And in football, timing is everything. Timing is everything. So because the first string wide receiver is going to be probably faster than the third or the fifth string.
Or so just the skill level.
The skill level, right. He's going to be able to make, run patterns that's going to be better. So for you to get and you hear this a lot in football, the rhythm, get your rhythm. Quarterbacks need to get a rhythm. Well, he can only get a rhythm when I know that this receiver is going to do this.
And just the speed of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So for him not to be afforded the opportunity to run with the best, and then you're going to go put him in a game where he's playing against the ones, the best of the other team, is
It
unheard
sounds like a
of.
setup. Yeah.
It's unheard of in football. Because every day when you come in after practice, I know when I was in high school and in college, the depth chart meant, who was 1, who was 2, who was 3. And that thing could change daily. You had a good day, you might have been 3rd string. You come back the next day, ooh, I'm 2nd string. So for them not to afford him the opportunity to run with the ones makes me say, what are we doing? And you can hear a lot of, pundits are saying, hey, they're setting him up for failure. And I mean, it really kind of sounds like that. But he went out.
Despite
all of that, he went out. I think he was 14 for 21, 2 touchdowns,
some yards.
130. Actually,
No interception.
His stats for rookie quarterbacks, that he was number 1.
And that's why it just goes down to the confidence versus cockiness. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Shaddeur has been cocky at all during this whole process. I just think that he has unfaltering confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because even in that, when he did put on a decent showcase of his first NFL game, he could have been talking reckless in the post-game interview. You know what I'm saying? He could have, you know what I'm saying? But for him to still acknowledge.
Yeah, he could have came out and been like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But for him to acknowledge that wasn't even his best play.
Game, right.
He said, Dad said, take full opportunity. I feel like I ain't do that. Still taking accountability. That just shows you like, okay, we not only have a leader who takes accountability, who even when things are not going wrong, you're still producing. You still see where you could be better at. It's like, man, like, it makes you think, what is the problem? And
then after that, he still is what? On the depth chart.
I don't know if he moved up or not.
No,
yeah. Okay.
He still didn't move up on the depth chart. So,
but that's what I'm saying. I can't put that all on race or anything like that.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying these are the things that black men go through. And when you can't answer that question, because for me, just tell me it's race. I can understand that. I can understand that you feel subpar. I can understand that you want to, it's all about power for you and that you feel some kind of way and that, that's your mindset. Okay, I can deal with that. Mm-hmm. But when it's not, when
try
that's
to hide
not
it or
the
cover
case,
it.
right? Just come on out and just be what it is. Just tell me and I can, So those are the mind games that we have to go through as black men. So that's why I was saying when games are being played like that, yeah, you gotta have a little bit of cockiness, because if you don't, you'll start questioning your own ability. Like, am I good enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get in your own head and get so frustrated that you want to just quit. Mm-hmm. Because you know that, okay, hey, I've been doing this all my life. This is what I do. I can show you. I got proof. That's like having a great resume, whatever, and you're good for the job, and then, no, we. So, and to me, that area, because I've been there, and the reason I'm speaking so passionate, I've been there where you start to kind of question yourself and your talent, and maybe, and that's when that cockiness has to kind of click in just a little bit to pull you up and let you recognize how my boy said it.
You lost
Bernie Mac. Remember that? I'm strong.
Healthy man. Strong.
Healthy man. Because I will say it, and I ain't trying to be racist. I don't care what y'all say out there. Click the channel if you need to click the channel, because everything ain't for everybody. But I'm going to say this as a black male raising a black son. That mental means a lot. That mental means a lot. I gotta have you mentally, because you gotta battle within yourself, and then we gotta come out here and battle against stuff that don't even make sense. Like we were saying, it don't even make sense for them not to let him run with the ones and twos, and you gonna let him start in the game. It's beyond all football etiquette. You ask anybody from Pee Wee to pros, if I'm starting Saturday and we practice Friday, I'm running with the ones because that's who gonna be out there on the field. So, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And then, folks always want to, he always looks angry. I ain't angry. I just gotta be in a certain zone so I can make a living. Hell. So I could just make a living and take care of my people, So what you got for us, Ernest, up here? Let me see one of these videos there. So these are a video. We're going to kind of chop it up on one of these videos as we go into the first half. Yeah, let's see what Ryan Clark talking about. Because, I was like, okay, I don't want to be the only person up here. Y'all go cancel him too.
And I really love Ryan Clark, man.
On the pivot.
There's a difference in between being humble and being humbled. Like the world tried to humble Shaddeur Sanders, the drafters and the scouts and the evaluators, but he just used it to be humble in the way he went about work, the composure, the poise, and the way that he's handled his situation, being the fourth quarterback throughout this, he's not ruffled any feathers. He's shown that he could be a leader. He's shown that he understands he has to earn it. He's told Deion, hey, you gotta wait. And the people talking about whether or not this opportunity is a setup, they don't understand ball. There is no success without an opportunity. And there is no such thing as luck when they say preparation meets opportunity. But this man's been preparing for this moment his entire life. And think about the amount of Shaddeur Sanders jerseys that have been sold. Think about the way people watch that game. Those are not Cleveland Browns fans. Those are Shaddeur Sanders fans. And the owner, Jimmy Haslam, said, you know what? Andrew Berry made this pick. And if I'm Andrew Berry, I'm rubbing my hands like Birdman, right? Because we all knew who this man was. We all knew what he'd accomplished. We all knew what he was made of. And for him to go out there on a night that he wasn't supposed to be the starting quarterback, on a night where he hadn't gotten the reps with those people he'd be working with and showed exactly why he should have been drafted earlier. But this is what it is, man. Sometimes, man, you got to have a setback for the get back to be historic. And I believe Sanders showed us in his first night under center as a Cleveland Brown.
What you got to say about that, man? What happened?
Man, this Instagram be wildin'. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I feel like he just said everything he said. I think that just validates the foolishness that's going on in Cleveland. Me personally, I think we just need to take the Browns out of Cleveland.
Take them out of Cleveland.
At this point.
How Deion balances being a father and a coach is, I thought that was kind of crazy. Well, not crazy, but for his son to tell him, hey, don't come here yet.
I don't think it was crazy.
No. Not crazy in the bad sense, but
just
like
powerful.
Yeah, like powerful. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to give credit to Deion, man. And I really feel like he's done a great job at raising his sons, man. Like from not just Shaddeur and Shiloh, but Bucky, the oldest one that take care of all his social media. Like,
the oldest son. Yeah.
I just got to tip my hat to him, man, because they all have a great personality. They just all charismatic. They know what the vibe is, and I just think, for him to say that to him just lets you know the type of young man that you raised. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have easily been like, oh yeah, come down. Maybe that'll help me move up the depth chart, or you know what I'm saying? Could have been on some like, yeah, come down here and talk to the coaches or whatever.
Right.
For him to
use
say
his influence, more.
But for him to say nah.
Now, and that's a whole nother point, because I was listening on something on the way over here, and they were saying, man, one of the reasons why, this was a pundit saying, one of the reasons why people didn't select him because they knew that his daddy knows the game, his daddy know, you know what I'm saying? And they were gonna be, Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus.
That thing almost landed on your face.
Man, that he was going to, they're going to be, their jobs would be scrutinized.
Yeah,
like,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? So,
For sure.
yeah, that's the devil right there, man. That's
For
the
sure.
devil. The devil don't.
And
Devil
I mean,
trying to keep us
I
from-
mean,
I can
and
see that in a bit.
for
Like,
sure. Even if Deion ain't trying to pop up, like just having his son there automatically gives you more media attention. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Automatically scrutinizes what you're doing a little bit more than it naturally would anyway. So I get that for maybe the first round, but the second and third round, that's your reasoning for not drafting him. Nah, it's like, okay, that ain't a reason for him to drop down.
so
to
do you
5.
think it was a concerted effort?
Uh,
with all the owners?
I think, some people are like, oh yeah, they all got together and collectively was like, oh, we're not gonna draft him. I don't think it was that. I think once he went out of the first round, or not even the first round, once he slipped after like 5.
God dang. Yeah, that should make the ratings go up.
Once he slipped after like 5,
Baby,
6,
slap
7.
myself. Hey, go ahead on somewhere, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Man, he ain't finna get none of my chips.
You want your cornbread. But nah, I think after he slipped past like 6, 7, 8 in the first round, I think all the other teams started to question, well, what did they see that we not seeing? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
That's
a good point because that's some
You see what I'm saying?
dirty.
You feel me? Like, it
But
wasn't-
we gonna make it seem like we know something.
Not even that. I'm looking at it from like, okay, they had him going top 5 or top 10, let's say, or whatever, right? You all right over
Just
there?
can't get it right today.
You about to break his mic trying to put it under your arm.
Ernest, I can't pay nothing.
But
All right, Ernest. Here go Ernest, y'all. Oh, Ernest did that himself. Ernest, you did that yourself. Ernest done broke his own mic. Look at God. What he doing? Because he know I ain't got no money. Ernest done broke his own mic. This is hilarious. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Whew,
how
that's
about
a
you
good-
just stop touching it?
That's a good sign, man. Like your mama in the stove. Don't touch nothing. Don't look at nothing.
But yeah, I think it was just more so like once he slipped past 7, 8, I think the rest of the 20-something teams was like, okay, what did they first 6, 7 teams saw that we not seeing?
But okay, let me push
And
back
I
a little
get that
bit.
for the first round. Now when they went in the second, third, and fourth, then it just becomes I think it comes more of a collaborative.
Because I'm gonna be
thing.
that GM. Like I don't give a damn.
Or maybe
I'm
that.
finna get him.
Yeah.
Especially he done dropped this much. Like I don't care if he don't pan out.
we
I'm
gonna-
finna get it.
just to sell some tickets.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very interesting, and I could be wrong. It might have been on some like. I do feel like I don't know. That was one of my theories, and then another one of my theories is that like I think they went into the draft because even if you look at how Shaddeur went into the combine, like I don't think he threw. I think he only threw at his pro day, like so that probably rubbed some teams the wrong way. Like, how you gonna come to the combine and not throw? You know what I'm saying? And then you look at his interviews at the combine. He said like, "Yo, if you ain't ready to change the franchise, don't draft me."
But
So-
he dropping truth.
But I
I know.
rustled
Yeah.
some feathers or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Who-
think
who
a
do you
combination
think you
of a combination of all that is probably a reason of why. I didn't think he was gonna drop to the 5. Now that's crazy.
I
That's
got a
actually
good
crazy.
question. Yeah, that blew my mind. All right. The question is, well, this is thought. I got a question for you though. And raising a son, especially in the spotlight, the goal isn't just success; it's survival with dignity. Okay. Question: if your son, all right, we going fast forward here. If your son had Shaddeur's talent, okay, would you coach him to be humble or to own the room?
I think you gotta coach both. I think both are very prevalent in certain settings. I don't think that one can overmask the other because then it just doesn't work out well. So I mean, you got to have a balance, and that's what I was saying off camera too. Like you can't just teach humbleness, and you can't just teach what's the other word you said, cockiness.
Yeah.
You can't just.
So what did I do? Because I'm about owning the room. Because I need you to know, not that I got to be, but I need you to know when you see me, it ain't no foolishness. I need you to know when I show up,
Yeah,
just
I'm
by
not
looking at me, I need you to know that, oh, he here for business. Ain't, this ain't no clown.
See, I think I'm a little different. Like, I don't need you to know that because, I mean, like I said, it's an inner thing. So I'm going to show up and I'm going to
But I might be talking about appearance.
And
but,
I'm talking about appearance too.
Everything too.
I'm talking about everything. Like, I'm going to dress the part. I'm going to play the part. I'm going to be everything that I need to be. But at the same time, like, I think you're more of like a.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
You just
the
more
ratings.
of a
Ernest,
you more of a, and you just said it. You more of like you said. I need you to know. I don't need you to know nothing about me. It's gonna play out in the end anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and that's just who I am. Like,
okay, let me go back. Not need you to know.
That's what you said.
That's what I said. Now that's what I said.
That's what he said.
But I do want the respect of when you see me that there's something different. That that, okay, hey, this ain't the clown from the show, from the circus. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm confident in who I am, but I just feel like from my experiences, oh Lord, it's the police. Ernest, what we got in here? Hey, hi, this is it the police? Nah, I just feel like that they're, me being, I just want that respect off rip. I don't,
That's what, and what I'm saying is like, I don't, like, I'm looking at it like, I'm going to do everything that you're doing, but I don't desire that because it's going to come either way because you're not going to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't desire for you to, like, I don't walk in the room saying, oh, I need you to know, like, what, you know what I'm saying? And that's just who I am as a person. Like, I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to do it very well. But the whole, like...
And that might just be based on my experiences.
Right,
like,
right, for sure.
In the sense of,
yeah.
Right.
That's your style. That's what makes you you. You wouldn't be you if you didn't have that aspect to your personality. That's what makes you who you are.
But I don't even have to say anything. I'm not saying I got to say nothing.
Got you.
I'm just saying how I present, how I walk through the door. I just want you to know that, sometimes the door going to get slammed on you. See what I did there with the sound effect? Well, I be on there. I just want you to know, don't be playing in my face. For like, sure. I'm here. I'm.
And like I said, you come from.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to.
He's talking about he ain't here.
Like, you come from a different time. You come from a different time. So like, the way you act like that, probably because you've been faced with certain adversity that I never really, you know what I'm saying? So the mindset is different.
And I appreciate you for acknowledging that, because that's a big acknowledgement that I think sometimes younger guys don't really understand that. Like, we all have to adapt. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. But I hear that. So wow. That was kind of deep right there, really. Yeah. So
hopefully they let that sizzle in their spirit.
Yeah, let that sizzle in y'all spirit. So what do you think, man? What's gonna happen? How you think all this gonna play out? Yeah.
Yeah, we wrapping it up.
We can go and wrap it up.
Yeah, I think what I would like to happen for Shaddeur, I want them to trade him. To be honest, I don't even want them with the Browns. To be honest, I just don't think that they're. I just hate the management.
Even deserving.
Yeah, I just hate the team, from the front office, from the president to the GM. I just think they have no clue what they're doing, and it's on the depth. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like they haven't known what they've been doing.
You think they might trade him?
I've seen some talks. I don't know if it's a GM or somebody from Miami said they're interested. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded. I want him to get traded. I would love for him to get traded.
You think he'll get traded before the season?
I can see that. Shit, I can see him get traded during the season if it depended on how they play him.
Who get hurt or whatever the case is.
So
Wow.
I hope that he get traded. I hope that he goes somewhere where, I mean, it's just a better, like, when you think of top notch front office organizations, you think Eagles, you think Kansas City, you think, you know what I'm saying, real organizations that know how to manage their players, that know how to draft well, they know how to coach players up when they draft them. And I just think the Browns have shown year after year that they have no idea how to do that.
Sound like the Buck. I mean, my bad. Who that?
Who? The Browns?
The Browns?
QB from Tampa. Oh, you talking about? Oh yeah, I mean, it's been a
Baker
plethora of quarterbacks that came and went. Baker, Deshaun, but he on some whole other stuff.
Yeah.
Manziel, he was on some other stuff too.
They done had some.
They done
had
had
some name brand quarterbacks now.
They done been the number one pick in the draft for a lot of years. That means that their record sucks. If you have the number one pick in the NFL draft, that means you had the worst record in the whole league out of 32 teams. They done had like 6, 7, 8 first, not first round, but first pick guys. Myles Garrett was number one.
Oh yeah,
like they done had like a lot of picks. Yeah. So it's like they keep changing out the coaching situation. So I don't know, man. I think they curse. I think that them and the Bills they just curse. Just teams that need to find a way, or I don't know. It's interesting though, but.
That's a big quotation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How he performed in the preseason, and now you gonna put him forward? Oh,
Yeah. I just, man, and I can't even, and I'm with you on that, Mr. Ernest, because I'm sure, like I said, the NFL is a very cutthroat business. So I wouldn't put it past them when it comes to the racial aspect of it. But I really just feel like the Browns don't know what the hell they're doing. Like you can't, like I was telling you earlier, you can't tell me on a team that's really coached well, like a Bill Belichick team or a Andy Reid team, that this happens there. You can't tell me that. Black, white, purple, green, yellow. You can't tell me that this happens on a well-coached, well-organized team. And I just feel like the Browns have proven year in and year out that they are not that. So I can't even just put it all on the racial aspect. I just think the Browns have no idea what they're doing. I think that just even for them to draft Dylan Gabriel and then next couple rounds draft Shaddeur, like what was the point of doing that?
And then bring Snoop.
And then bring Huntley in. And then you still got, so it's just like,
and you still on the hook for Deshaun, right? For all that money. Yeah.
So it's like the organization in itself is just very, very, I don't know. I don't even know the word to use for it, but I want Shaddeur to get traded, man. I want him to come to the down south somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so okay, I hear that.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this thing on up a little bit. Let's kind of flip it as a father and a son with this whole thing, cockiness, confidence, or whatever. I kind of said this a little bit in the beginning of the podcast, but I want to say the fathers out there, whatever, if you're raising sons, you got to instill that. You got to instill that confidence. You got to instill it. I don't know, however that takes. I got a story with him, and I probably did it twice. Ooh, I did it twice. Ooh, my bad.
Did what?
He finna flip out.
All right.
He was in middle school. Now, I had been coaching him in basketball, little league, his whole whatever. I know what he could do. You know what I'm saying? But, he went to middle school. Okay, I got to let him go. So I didn't know this then because I was a firefighter. But when I went into teaching, I coached basketball, whatever. And the reason I coached it, I felt like I was qualified to coach it because I had been coaching or whatever. But I come to find out in schools, especially in middle schools, man, you ain't even got to have no pedigree or coach or nothing. They just need a body. So, you know, you anybody could just come up and say, I want to be coach. And I felt like that was his basketball coach. I don't even think the man ever. But anyway, it was a game. I think it was the end of the season. They getting blown out. I'm talking about blown out so bad that, you know, I mean, it was just ugly. He ain't been in the game yet. Now, mind you, the game before that, he scored probably 8, 9, 10 points. This middle school, so you scoring 10 points in middle school, you know, that's... And the standard of basketball basics that I had and I had taught him, this man wasn't solidifying none of that, you know, just the basics of basketball. Like my basketball fans out there, to keep a man from going baseline, what you do? You put your foot on the baseline, you turn it back in, you got to block out. I mean, all of just basic stuffs that in middle school, that's what you should be teaching the kids. They losing by, I don't know, 30, 40 points. He ain't seen the flow yet. So I just got up, went over there, take that stuff off. Come on over here. Come on over here. And so I can coach you and so you can see it. Yeah, so he ain't like that. And then
So all the fathers out there, don't do that to their son. Just as much as you need to instill confidence, you have to let them feel whatever that feeling is as well. And then you double back at the end and make sure you know their head is what their head is. Don't put gold on the court and don't
Ernest,
do that.
and it's somewhere in the Bible it says,
Don't do that.
Ernest, something about your spirit.
But the passion that you were coming from, although he disagreed with, but the passion that you were coming from, how be it may have been, you know, uncomfortable for him, but you gotta look at your side too. Like, this is some unfairness in that your child.
And I'm not, you know, I think sometimes, you know, people, oh, are you one of those parents or whatever? If my son didn't have talent, then I'd be the first, man, he sucked. Please don't put him in the game. But I knew that wasn't the case. But hold on, there's a verse in the Bible, something about don't let somebody like rob your spirit. Y'all Google that right quick, because I know, let me Google this. And then the second time was, he was in high school, great defensive back, in my opinion, fast, you know, whatever, man. They playing Middleton. Middleton dropping bombs. I'm talking about bombs. He ain't even touched the field yet. Boy, Ernest, I had on my fireman uniform because I came from work. I had got off for a couple hours. No folk about to take me to jail. I'm out on the field because I'm like, what y'all ain't finna do is break my son's spirit. So my whole thing with this is, fathers, you have to protect that. You know, I don't think, I hear him, and yeah, maybe I could have, whatever. I think, though, when he have a son, the look that he had in his eyes, his spirit was broken. And I was like, oh, hell no. What y'all ain't gonna do is break my son's spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he could have easily been like, this is it for me in football. Like, I'm done. You know, and I was like, oh, hell no. But man, they had sheriffs come from every end of that field. I'm about to go to jail, Ernest, for real. But I ain't care because I was like, you know, this craziness. So anyway, fathers out there, if you got sons, man, you have to instill confidence. You got to do it. I don't, you know, every situation is different, but you got to do it. And shouts out to Deion for doing that to his sons, you know, instilling that confidence and it's a necessary thing. It's a necessary. What would you have to say about? I know you gave your shout outs to fathers not to do that, but what do you say to sons like Shaddeur or whatever?
Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. I'm a fan over just having that, like I said, having that confidence, and I think you got to know when to hold them, you got to know when to fold them, you got to know when to walk away. So that's my advice.
Okay. All right. Well, we hope y'all got something out of that. It's gonna be very interesting how this pans out. Like the next couple of weeks, this preseason finna be, especially now that their quarterbacks are injured. Now what? Like, what are they gonna do for that? So what you got from between the lines? Oh, here we go. Proverbs 17:22. Let me go and throw that in there right quick. A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. And I was like, what y'all ain't finna do is break my son's spirit. That ain't what y'all finna do. Ain't finna happen.
Spirit was broken.
Yeah, well, mine was broken. But anyway, what you got outside the lines?
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. Go Gators. Looking forward to see what they got going on this year.
Your man, he out the boot?
I'm not sure. They expect him to play week 1, so.
Okay. Against Lafayette, who I ain't never even heard of that team.
Yeah, I think they in Louisiana. No.
Okay. All right. You gonna shout out the social handles? Hey guys, we still stuck at 68. That's all right though. We gonna do it just because. Love, just because. But YouTube, catch us on YouTube at M.V.P. Podcast 1. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Catch us on Instagram at m.v.p._podcast. And look for us on TikTok. We're going to be TikToking it up real soon, coming into this next month. And catch us on that at m.v.p.podcast as well. All
right. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to see you. This episode 10. We got 2 more episodes, y'all. I think we're going to do 12, and then that'll be season 1. So we're going to try to think of something very interactive for our last podcast, I think, which would be the last week in August. So with that being said, hey, share, like, subscribe, and season 1 is almost at the end. We appreciate you guys. Thanks. Lord have mercy. Thank y'all for tuning in on MVP, Man's Viewpoint. We'll see you guys next week.
MVP.
Peace.
Come on in and see what it be. Giving you a man's viewpoint, and we just want to help you see. We talk real life, no cap, no shade. Truth in the open, no mask, no fade. From love and money to faith and pride, it's a ride through the mind of the other side.